Ingeteam Power Technology. Power Grid Automation. Tutorials. Topic: Cybersecurity configuration of INGEPAC IEDs with pacFactory. In this video, we will learn how to configure the cybersecurity settings of an INGEPAC IED with the INGEFactory Suite tool. We will launch the pacFactory application and open the IED list view of our active installation. Next, we will select the Security Management tab from the Configuration drop-down menu in the toolbar. A new window will appear displaying all IEDs in the installation in a table-like format. First, we must configure the IP address of the IEDs listed in the table. Afterwards, a link to the web server of each IED will appear in the Edit Device column. However, in this demonstration, we will continue using only the pacFactory application. To apply changes to an IED, we must first select its corresponding checkbox in the Cell column. We click the User Management button in the bottom right corner of the window to modify the RBAC configuration. We must enter the credentials of a user with RBAC management permission. Once the credentials are entered, a new window will appear. This window has a table listing the users in the RBAC configuration of the selected IED. Below the table, we will find some settings for password strength requirements. Above the table, the interface shows whether system and legacy users are enabled. In the top left corner of the window, the Commands drop-down menu provides options to add a new user, restore the cybersecurity configuration, remove a user, or change a user's password or role. If we select New User, a new window will appear. We configure the user in the same way as through the web server. Enter a name, select a role, and enter the password twice. Unlike the web interface, pacFactory allows us to validate the user information before sending the creation command to the IED. The new user will then appear in the table of the previous window. If we want to change the password, modify the role, or delete a user, we must first select the corresponding user in the table. We will block the new user. As shown, the active checkbox corresponding to New User 2 becomes unchecked, indicating that the account is blocked. We will also execute the configuration restoration command. This command requires retrieving the restoration code from the IED and then sending it back to the device to confirm the action. In addition to configuring the RBAC of each IED one by one, we may also manage it with some so-said templates. As it can be seen, there are no configured templates yet. We will click on the Templates Management button to the right of the screen. In this new window, we will find 4 tabs, one for each INGEPAC device platform. In these tabs, we will find all the available cybersecurity configuration templates. First, we import the cybersecurity configuration from an IED. From this window, we will select the platform for which we will import the template. Give a name to the imported template. Insert the IP address of the IED from which we will copy the cybersecurity configuration. And we will also enter the cybersecurity management credentials to download the template. Once we have input all the information, we may click on the OK button to download the template from the IED. We can add a description to the template file. From the buttons to the right of the window, we will be able to rename the templates, delete them, export them to a file format, import new templates from a file format, or, as we have already done, import them from an IED. Additionally, we may also check which of the IEDs in our installation use which templates. We will now assign one of the imported templates to the only IED in our installation. As it can be seen, the first template is now linked to the PT1E IED. When a template is linked to an IED, we may use the 3-dotted button to check the differences between an IED and its assigned template. The buttons to the right of this window will let us save the configuration of the IED as a new template, update the current template with the cybersecurity configuration of the selected IED, or simply apply one of the configuration files in the IED to the template and access the logs resulting from the comparison between the IEDIS configuration and the template. Finally, we now know how to configure the cybersecurity settings of an INGEPAC IED with the INGEFactory Suite tool.
Ingeteam, electrifying a sustainable future.